Hi, I'm Kevin Newsom, Communications Specialist for the North Little Rock Public Library System. You know, you never know what you're going to find when you look at a historic marker. This historic marker is the one for Scipio A. Jones High School, the segregated high school in our city until 1970. I did a research project about Scipio A. Jones, and he's significant, he's important. But the further I got into this, I realized this didn't need to be about Scipio A. Jones as much as it needed to be about the kids that went to this school. I had a chance to sit down with the Alumni Association and ask some questions, and they were gracious enough to answer. This is their story. We have the S.A. Jones alumni, and it seems like you guys are just such a tight-knit group of folks.
We are. I think what we pride most in is that even though society tried to keep us down, we still learned. We still are tight-knit because we know the struggles that we had. And it's unique in as much as that no one else had those struggles other than if you went to this Black school. We remember our principal, how he walked the halls, how he talked to us, and he knew a lot of the students personally. He'd call you by name. And I mean, I'm not talking about the students that got in trouble. I'm talking about the good students, the everyday students that just went about their business. And now what we're trying to do is not let our legacy die. I'm 80 years old myself, and we have probably 70-year-olds are the youngest. We may have a few 68 and 69, but I believe it's 70. So that means we're a dying breed. We're a dying breed. And what we want with our Alumni Association is to not let the legacy of our school die, because our teachers were so good with us. Even though we had those ragged books, all those hand-me-downs, I can remember in our science class, our telescopes, our magnifying glasses, everything that we used was hand-me-down, everything. And our teachers, they put into us, it's not what you have to learn, it's that you learn in spite of what you have. And that's been our motto. In spite of what we went through, we've got doctors, we've got lawyers, we've got chemists, we've got everything that could possibly come out of a generation to come out of those hard times. And we don't want that to be forgotten.
You want your story to be told.
We want it to be told. We want it to be told.
You graduated Scipio A. Jones in 1961. What was your experience at the school like?
That experience, I think, was, it probably saved my life, because growing up, I was kind of a little bad kid, but I enjoyed going to Scipio A. Jones High School just to get in trouble at the school. And that was just one of the things I did. I loved going up there. I loved every day of it. That was me. I was Scipio A. Jones High Dragons for life.
How have things changed since then until now?
Well, number one, there is no more Scipio A. Jones High. I can't tell you what the school system is like now, because I know it's different, but when I went to school, Scipio A. Jones High was a Black school. Mm-hmm. And most of my friends were Black at the time. That was what we had. That's what it is.
How did it make you feel knowing that there was another school the white kids were going to, and you guys were basically getting hand-me-downs from that?
At that time, it didn't make me feel nothing differently, because that's what we had. That's what I was used to. That's what I grew up with. I don't know if it would have been any different, because I look at the kids in school now. The kids in the 4th, 5th grade, they can't write their name. I could write my name in the 1st grade, because we had teachers who sat down and took the time to do this with us. They made sure we did this. We had the parents at home. If you didn't do it, when I was going to school, education was the thing. And we had those parents at home. If you didn't do it, the fire was coming, and you didn't want the fire coming.
What about now? As a member of the alumni, you still have a lot of friends that went to school there. You guys seem very connected to each other.
Yeah, I think Jones High had that. You know, it was just something to be a Jones High Dragon. We were different than Horace Mann. Horace Mann don't do what we do. You know, we have these reunions every 2 years, and it shows up. It really do.
A lot of pride.
A lot of pride.
Mr. Neely, what year did you graduate?
1961.
What was it like going to Scipio A. Jones High School? What was your experience?
I had a wonderful experience. We had teachers that really loved us, really cared about us, wanted to make sure we learned, and we did learn. And I really liked the fact that we went from the 7th grade through the 12th grade for school. So we had our junior high, senior high together, 7th through 12th. And I like that. You know, it was a good experience because I started enjoying it when I was in the 7th, 8th, 9th, and then, of course, the 10th, 11th, 12th for the high school.
You're in school that long with students. You got to start feeling like family at some point in time.
Always, because we went to church with the same kids we went to school with, all our different events, you know, we're always together. Went to the park together, played baseball together, all of those things we did together. So it was like a family.
Amazing how many people came from Scipio A. Jones that went on to do so many great things.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we have...
Yourself included, of course.
We have a number of people that they have degrees in, you know, physics. We have a number of students that went through and became lawyers. We had, one of my classmates was a judge. So all types of professions, they all did well. And it was because our school really prepared us. And when we left there, we were ready, and we were prepared. And most of them excelled in all of the different colleges that they went to.
Do you feel like you got the education you needed to get at S.A. Jones? Would you have changed it any other way?
With all things considered, we did well. I think most of my classmates went on to successful lives and careers as a result of the challenges that we faced in terms of the lack of resources that we had. We still had great teachers who really gave us a good foundation to go on with our lives. And we wish that the resources could have been better in terms of the books, the opportunities that afford a lot of students in this modern era. I call it the modern era, considering the fact that it was like over 60 years ago when I graduated from high school. The education, the dedication of the teachers did give us an opportunity to learn and to grow and develop our minds and our dreams and hopes for the future. We did well.
Did you ever have a desire to go to a segregated school, or were you happy where you were?
Well, the thought never crossed my mind because I guess that's all we knew at the time. Mm-hmm. And segregation wasn't a real issue at that time. And I guess maybe that was because I had experienced and witnessed what had happened over in Little Rock with the Little Rock Nine. Mm-hmm. And that wasn't a pleasant sight.
So 1963, you probably were around when the North Little Rock Six tried to integrate.
You know, as strange as it may seem, we were not aware of that back then. I didn't learn about that until later. That was a well-kept secret. Or I was too sheltered to hear about it. But I did not know about that until much later.
What's the best lesson you took from Scipio A. Jones High School and used in life that you may still use today?
Well, the best lesson that I took is to learn to be independent and to Don't let anybody discourage you from what you want to do. You have to know and set your own goals, and you have to work to achieve your goals. And do not be discouraged when the opportunity is there for you to make better decisions.
Mrs. Rasul, you went to Scipio A. Jones High School, obviously.
Yes.
You graduated in 1966.
Yes.
What's your
that's correct.
favorite memory of Scipio A. Jones?
My favorite memory is the family atmosphere every day. That is what we experienced as seventh graders from 1961 until 12th grade in 1966. It was, our teachers were dedicated, they were concerned, they wanted us to learn, and we felt it.
Family, that theme has come up many times. The teachers have come up many times. Did you ever feel like because you were in a segregated school, you lost out if you had been in a segregated situation?
Absolutely not.
Why is that?
Because the way we grew up was with our people. And so going to elementary school, it was not integrated. Going to high school was not integrated. So the expectation is that we were where we needed to be, and we felt like we belonged.
Favorite moments from Scipio A. Jones?
Favorite moments. I have so many favorite moments, but I do remember one particular moment at Jones High School that has stuck with me all of my life.
Gotta know.
And I'm 75 years old. That moment was, I was working in the office, the school office, and there was something going on, and the kids were changing classes, and Mr. Hanna would kind of come out, and this is the principal, he would come out and, kind of watch the kids as they went from class to class. And I remember him yelling, "Watch, fight, and pray." Now, I'm sure he did that often, but I only heard it once. And I thought, what does he mean? And then over the years, I thought, well, he was trying to tell us to be vigilant and to watch our behavior, to watch our interacting in this world and make a difference. And the praying part was for us to keep in mind who our Creator was. So, reflecting back on that, I just kind of tried to live by that.
Do you feel like going to Scipio A. Jones is one of the reasons that influenced those decisions that you made throughout your life?
Absolutely, because it was important for us, because the teachers made us feel like it was important. They made us feel like family at Jones. They made us strive to be the best that we could possibly be, and they told us we could, so we believed we did.
Instilled the confidence.
Yeah, they did.
How did it feel? I've asked this before. How did it feel knowing that desegregation was going on? You could have gone to another school, but you chose to stay at Scipio A. Jones.
When that opportunity presented itself, I think I was in like the 10th grade, and I was comfortable in the situation where I was. I participated in the March on Washington in 1963, and I realized what segregation and all of that had done to our people. And at that point, I was not at a point where I felt like I wanted to go to an integrated school.
What was the most important lesson you learned that you think, or lessons from Scipio A. Jones?
How to persevere, how to work hard at doing what you want to do. And my father always taught me that you may not be the smartest one in class, but you can be the best behaved and you can try harder. It may take you longer to get it done, but you can do it. I was an honor student in honor society and graduated, and I was at the top 20% of my class.
What is your fondest memory of Scipio A. Jones High School?
My fondest memories are the relationships that we made as classmates, teachers, or whatever, I think the teachers were extremely interested in us making good decisions, being active and involved in the community and learning things in school. And they just encouraged us a lot.
Heard that a lot. What year did you graduate?
1967.
Do you have a favorite teacher that you like the most, or ones that stood out to you?
Well, one that stood out the most was Miss V.R. Robinson, and you probably heard that before. She was our English teacher, and she was always on our case to make sure that we had good diction and good pronunciation, enunciate things clearly and all of that. I enjoyed that.
What about your friendships from the school then until now?
Oh, I have several in our class. In 1967, we were like siblings. We go out of town together, do things together all the time. We took a trip on our 50th. I think it was the 50th. It may have been 40. We went to Jamaica together. There were about 24, 25 of us and their spouses or friends, and we just had a good time. We get together often.
It probably was one of the best times of my life because I was maturing, learning a lot. I had opportunities to study, to develop my potential, to get to know who I really am. One of the things that helped me with that was in 1967, I was queen of the high school.
Oh, wow.
And so I had more opportunities, more doors open for me, learning how to present myself in any type of situation. I was in a parade. I ran for Miss City Beautiful, which was Miss North Little Rock in 1968, which was the third African-American person to be in the North Little Rock beauty contest.
Did you know you were making history at the time?
No, I didn't. I was just doing what my sponsor told me I should do in helping to progress the efforts of being an African American.
Central High School desegregated in 1957. Well, Little Rock didn't desegregate until 1964, and there are reasons why. But here you are in 1968. Were you hopeful that you could go to have a school where everybody was together, or did that come up? Or
It did. At that time, we had what they called freedom of choice because the schools were integrated, but I chose not to go. It was my junior year. I was the queen of the high school. My senior year, I wanted to graduate with my friends. Being in this school was such a wonderful time for us. The teachers, the dances, the balls, the prom, it was just outstanding. And I didn't really want to give that up. When you're in junior high school at that time, you really look forward to what the school had to offer you. And it might have been selfish, but I wanted to experience the things that I had seen the other seniors experience. I got a good education. It prepared me extremely well. I have 3 degrees.
Wow.
One of the things that the principal, Mr. Hunter, said to me, I worked in the office with them, he and his 2 secretaries, and he always told me, Benny, it's not where you come from, but where you go, and go as far as you can. And that's what I tried to do.
Mrs. Neely, you are also a graduate of 1968.
Correct.
All right. And what were you most involved in school?
My most involvement in Jones High School was I was really proud of being in the band, which we had over 100 members in it. And my band director was actually Frank Boyle. And he got us started in actually the 6th grade. He came over and we played the flutophone at Lincoln Elementary. And we transitioned from the 7th through the 12th grade. I was in the band. And in my senior year, I was also the president of the band. So we played actually concert music. We played for the football teams, the games, and we also competed, had competition at Philander Smith College. So that's one of my most memorable experiences at Jones High School.
It seems like a common thread has come through all the interviews so far. Everybody seems like they're such a tight-knit group at Jones. What was your experience at the high school like?
Well, we were a tight-knit group because we were like family. You not only knew practically everybody, and then your siblings, your cousins, your sisters and brothers attended Jones High School. So we were more of a family. And we were taught not only educationally, but they had vocational skills there that you could take, because everybody wouldn't transition into school or go to college, but you could learn a trade. So that was also a great experience there.
Something I haven't asked, but the building itself doesn't exist anymore.
Correct.
What was that like when you found out that the building was gone?
It was heartbreaking. And not only that, we had a new gym when I graduated from high school there. And it's still standing, but it's a business now. We no longer own that building. And, we missed out on that opportunity.
Missed opportunities. Did you feel like there were some because you had segregated schools for such a long period of time?
No way. Of course, we didn't have the best equipment or the best books, but we had the best teachers. They made sure we knew how to present ourselves going out into the public. They made sure we were well educated, and we were just made to feel like we were the best, although we didn't have the best.
What about in society? Was it still as segregated then, or was it becoming more desegregated as life went on?
I think it was coming more integrated, but it was a slow process with anything new. But we weren't really focused on the interaction racially as much as we were the chemistry on a personal level. It wouldn't have mattered to us had we gone if we'd have been received just as we were at Jones, which was so great for all of us who were there.
What's your favorite memory of Jones High School?
My God, that's very hard. The favorite memory I have is so inclusive. It's not a singular memory. It's the things that we all did that really brought us all together. If someone succeeded in something, or if they did a good job in the band, when we go to a game, we celebrate them. Or if we did a good job in sports, we celebrate them. The choir was also a choir member as well. And everybody celebrated everybody without prejudice. It was just a great environment.
It sounds like that there are not a lot of regrets, that your experience there at S.A. Jones was very unique.
It was good. And we were talking outside a while ago, and we were talking about our theme song in one of the verses, and it was, "Dear old Jones, our hearts for you are tender. Dear old Jones, your love we will remember. In days of work and pleasure," and I'm going to go on for the rest of it, "the moments we will treasure as we go out from here on our way." And we lived that experience. It was more than a song. It was an experience that we all shared with deep love for the school, and we missed it, and we still miss it.
Mrs. Moses, you got a very interesting shirt on there. What do you got?
Thank you. Scipio A. Jones.
You're
The class of 1970, the last class.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. So we're going to find out more about that. I've seen a lot of people wear things from Scipio A. Jones today. There's a lot of pride in what you guys did at your high school. Can you talk on that?
Yes. Even after all this time, and we've been out of school now over 50 years, but we still come together as brothers and sisters. We still believe in that. We would have our little arguments or whatever the case may be, but we all came back together as one, no matter what. Our teachers loved us, and we knew they loved us. They strove hard to make sure that we got educations, and that's the most important thing. It didn't matter if we didn't have enough books, if they were all ragged, if they were torn up, or whatever the case may be. They made sure that we got the education that we needed, because they knew that the only way we were going to make it in this nation is if we were educated to some point.
Do you feel like you missed out on any opportunities being the last class of Scipio A. Jones? Do you wish that you'd been 71?
No. We had the best time. We had the best time. And then those persons who were older than us mentored us as well. Everybody helped everybody else.
I was going to say, do you think that's something that society still needs today?
We need it. We need it more than you realize. Because if we would learn, first of all, if we learn to love each other, we loved each other. We fought like kids would fight, but we still, in the end of the day, we all loved each other. And if we would learn to love each other and to deal with each other in that way, in the Christian way, then it would make a difference in the nation.
Dear old Jones, our hearts for you are tender. Dear old Jones, your love we will remember. The days of work and pleasure, our moments we will treasure as we go out from here on our way. Dear old Jones, we throw our arms around you. Dear old Jones, our thoughts grow dull without you. Wherever we may go, whatever we may do, we'll be forever true to you. Dear